I was watching us on TV yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Really enthusiastic. Hey.
Because
what's
you
up?
know what? It seems like a Friday and it's only Tuesday.
You know, what was that radio thing when we were a kid? I should preface this, not a kid. It might still be around. The woman who talks on the radio with the very smooth voice that you can call into and talk about life. Delilah. You know what I'm talking about?
I've never
Delilah?
heard of Delilah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Delilah?
I've
You
never.
call in and you'd be like, I'm just really feeling down lately. The love of my life isn't
No.
around. And she would be like, oh, honey, I've got the perfect song for you. And she would play some like smooth
No.
song. That was the tone of voice you had
No.
there.
Do you know who I remember? Cleo.
I don't know who that
Remember the
is.
psychic?
No, I do not remember the psychic.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She was. Yeah.
Well, you're
I
still
don't remember her.
you're still coming off the concert though that you went to, so that's like kind of you're still you're crashing. You put all your energy into the concert right there. Hi, Lori.
You know what? I had to take a nap.
That's just
had to take. Is that horrible?
fantastic. No, it's not horrible.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Delilah 96.1.
Thank you, Cheryl. People know.
I
People know
don't
who
remember
Delilah
that.
is. That is, she's very famous.
Like nationwide?
Yes, like it's not just like a here thing. I mean, it played here. That's how people. That's how I know what it is. But it was all over the country.
I
all
don't
over the
remember
country it is.
Delilah.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I'm sorry, everybody, but yes. So Mary J. Mario opened up, and then Neo, and then Mary J. You know what? I didn't realize how many. I was gonna say centuries. How many years Mary J. has kind of like been around until I looked over at Febin because Febin and I went together, and
Yeah.
she's like, "I don't know what this is." I was like, "This is her first album. What are you talking?" But then I remembered. I listened to that when I was like 14 years old.
How old is Mary J. Blige? Do you know?
She's probably in her mid 50s.
Okay.
Mid 50s.
I
She's been around a good 30 years.
could not tell you. I certainly know who she is and have heard her in songs that she is in. I could not right now tell you a single Mary J. Blige song.
Well, you didn't know Babyface either. We're not even going to talk about that.
Mary J. Once again, outsider's perspective, Mary J. Blige substantially more famous than Babyface.
Not true.
It-
Not true.
It is definitely
Not true. No, and Alyssa shaking her head. You know, Babyface
Yes or no?
wrote half the
True.
songs that we listened to with all those boy bands and
Dude,
everybody.
you went to
he
a
is way more.
No, you went to a Mary J. Blige concert in 2025 in an arena that was probably full, right?
Oh, it was packed, and so was Babyface.
How long ago?
This was just a few years ago,
I don't. I
and
think
he's still touring.
I guarantee you, Mary J. Blige is much more famous than Babyface.
Ooh,
Is there anybody else
that's
in this room?
Right.
There's not
That's a
anybody else in this
good debate. Alyssa is. I don't know. Babyface paved the way.
Let me look
for
up-
the Mary
You-
J's.
Fill the time here because I'm going to look up how many people listen to them a month on Spotify
Okay.
because that'll be a good indicator. Okay, Babyface.
Solera. Miss
Okay,
Cleo.
Babyface has 1.6 million listeners a month. all
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Mary J. Blige has 12.9.
Million.
Yes. So 12
I'm
times
telling
as
you.
many
No, I
as
hear,
Babyface.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm saying like growing up in from what I experienced.
Yeah.
Babyface paved the way for a lot of us. So a lot of the bands you see, a lot of the people you see, he wrote all the music for him. I mean, like we're talking about the Michael Jacksons and the like. Neo took some time at the end of his show to say, "Hey, you guys think that I'm just a song writer singer." I wrote for a lot of people out here that you know, and he went through like he started doing
Sure.
some of the songs, and we were like, "You don't realize how intertwined everybody is."
But success does not necessarily equal fame. Babyface may be more successful or be very influential, but to a casual person, there's a reason I'd never heard who he was.
Alyssa, stop shaking your head.
So it's just like there's a certain level of stardom that I think goes across generation, goes across all different backgrounds, races,
yeah,
religions, whatever
yeah.
it is. I don't think Babyface made it to Wheatfield as much as Mary J. Blige did, to be honest.
Well, no. Right, Laura.
What's-
Never keep it. That's Babyface.
Yeah.
But like seriously, you didn't know, or you don't know any Mary J songs either.
But if I heard her, I would know who she is, and I know what her voice is, and I would be able to pick her from somebody else. Baby, you could play any song that Babyface did right now, and I would never, because I didn't even know who it is. The only exposure I have to Babyface is you saying that you went to a Babyface concert.
Oh my gosh.
Right? And like my algorithm is all screwed up now because I'm a dad and I've got a little kid. But when I search Baby, the first thing
Baby
that comes
Shark?
up is Baby Shark, and the second thing that comes up is Baby by Justin Bieber, which was a banger.
Oh, my
back in the day, which was a
gosh.
banger. But this was only what, your second or third concert that you went to?
Yeah,
So now you're going to become a concert person.
I probably am.
Babyface was way more
More influence.
Sorry,
Mhm.
I can
On
read.
R&B.
I promise I can read. The
I agree with
screen is
Aaron.
behind the camera, so I was like,
I agree with Aaron. Babyface has way more influence on R&B. Popularity doesn't always equal better.
yeah, but I said famous. I said Mary J. Blige is more famous.
It's not true. It's simply not
Success
true.
does not mean fame, though.
It depends on.
Who is more?
Most people don't know who wrote the songs, correct? But it depends on what we define as success, because he has written hundreds of songs for all of the artists that we listen to.
Yeah,
I consider that success.
I know, but that's not what we're
That's
arguing.
like a Quincy Jones or a
but
Clive
that's
Davis.
not. But
or
that's not what we're arguing. I said more famous. I said Mary J. Blige is more famous.
It depends on where you look, because he is more famous.
Can you back me, please?
No, Alyssa's not gonna back.
I feel like
Look, Babyface co-founded LaFace Records. I mean,
that's not real. LaFace Records is.
oh
I'm kidding. I'm
my
kidding.
gosh!
I'm clearly. If I don't know who Babyface is, how do I know who LaFace Records is?
A record company, like, come on.
The only record company.
I mean, Mary J is a bad, bad woman. I am not.
I'm gonna
saying
get her
that.
on the phone and be like, "Yo, she thinks Babyface is more famous than you."
No, see, you're starting trouble. You're starting trouble, because let me tell you, if Mary sang 30 songs, which she did a lot, I knew 28 of them.
Okay.
So like, I was a kid with her first album, singing, learned every song, every
Thank you,
note.
Solera. This is.
What did she say?
This
I
is.
get your point. Oh, come on, people.
Bang!
Yeah, come on,
Bang!
people.
Steph Curry from 3. I'm telling you, you said Babyface was more famous, Matt. Rewind the tape. No, I said Mary J. Blige was more famous.
Yeah.
Not successful.
Yes,
That's
I said Babyface. I mean, and see, again, it depends on how you measure success. Babyface is also older than Mary J.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because everybody's saying you're right does not make you right.
You sound like my wife. We're gonna go. We'll be right back. I'm not.
Alyssa, I don't appreciate your instigating over there.
I'm not
either.
discrediting the fame of Babyface because I just because I don't know who somebody is doesn't mean that I'm saying they're not successful.
Yeah.
I'm just saying to the wider audience, I feel like I have a very good scope about like what is truly popular.
Wait a minute. You said you feel like you have a better scope of it? Why?
I feel like I feel like because I don't know who either of them really is.
Yeah.
The fact that I know who one of them is shows you who's more famous.
That's not true.
I'm
because there might be someone that says,
Okay, so here's a good example. This
Okay.
is like a more modern example. Do you listen to country music at all?
I've listened to Leanne Rimes.
Okay.
Who else is country?
Okay. So
A little, very little.
okay. I'm trying to think of like somebody who's a modern country artist and somebody
Carrie
who,
Pickler?
Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood, sorry.
Kelly Pickler
Kelly
is a
Pickler,
person.
my bad.
My
I don't do country, guys, though. Don't beat me up.
My counter would be like, just because you have been super famous doesn't mean you're more talented or more successful than somebody else.
absolutely.
And that was the argument about the Babyface Mary J. Blige thing is like Mary J. Blige is a name that I at least know. And that's very like a very famous name. Like she is selling out arenas in 2025.
So is Babyface.
Actually?
And if you
It's like
listen to me, listen to it. It depends on who it is. It depends on the person. Like you may not know Babyface, but somebody else could say Mary J. Okay, I'll tell you this. My daughter knows who Babyface is.
Okay.
And I pinged her. Wait a minute. I pinged her during the Mary J concert. And she's like, Mom, who is that?
okay. Well, here's the difference. Babyface has a show coming up at Falls View Casino.
Okay.
And Mary J. Blige just filled the arena.
Okay. You're not gonna get me to back down on this.
I'm gonna just.
You know?
We're gonna be like talking about it. We're gonna be like Babyface.
So let's look into some of the comments.
Yeah.
If there was a game show,
Uh-huh.
you put their picks side by side, they will chime in and recognize. Will they chime in and recognize Mary or Babyface? I think it depends on the person you're talking to, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it depends on the generation they're coming from.
Yeah.
Because Babyface is more of the Michael Jackson. Well, I mean, Babyface is more. He's an older generation. So he came pre Mary J. Blige,
Sure.
but he inspired
Yeah.
R&B.
Yeah. Babyface is 65 years old.
Yeah. So, 20 seconds out. Okay. So Babyface inspired.
I wonder how old Mary J. Blige is.
She's in her 50s.
54.
Yeah. She's in her 50s. So that, I mean, there's a 10-year.
This is I got a good transition here.
Okay. Welcome back to Studio 7. If you have not been online, we've been arguing the whole break. about
Yeah,
this.
and this is going to be one of those things where we got to agree to disagree.
Yes,
just
we are.
because
Yes,
we
we
know
are.
that we won't get anywhere. But that brings me to another topic that is one of those things where I had to agree to disagree.
Okay.
You know the ice cream flavor that has multiple colors? I can't say what it is because
Why
that's
can't-
part of the conversation.
Okay.
It's got like white ice cream, a pink ice cream, and an orange ice cream. It's like very light and refreshing.
Okay.
It's spelled Sherbet.
Can I not say it?
You can say it.
Oh, you're spelling it, so I'm afraid to say it.
How would you say it?
Say it again. Sherbet.
Thank you. Okay. Yes, correct. There is no second R in sherbet. So the other day, I was home and I told my wife, I was like, I want some sherbet. And she was like, what'd you say? And I was like, sherbet. We have it in the freezer. And she's like, sherbet. And I was like, excuse you? And she's
Right.
like, no, it's pronounced sherbet.
Why would you ruffle that feather? Like, what was the reason for that?
I didn't start it.
Oh, she said.
Well,
the
she
correct-
said she said it's pronounced sherbet. And I said, there's no
I've
way.
never heard it.
So
said
then I
sherbet.
went to the freezer. It's spelled Sherbet.
Who's it made by?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I know
think-
there's a bunch of
I
generic.
think I got it was like Wegmans. But I'm saying it's fascinating because then like clearly I don't like to lose arguments. So I went on Twitter and I posted a poll and like 2,000 people agreed with me. It was 86% of
Yeah,
the vote.
Cheryl said
that it
orange
is
sherbet.
pronounced sherbet.
It is.
But I think the actual way to pronounce it is sherbet. But it's one of those things
No,
that we
no.
all say the other way.
Is it because they have rights to that name, so the off brands have to say sherbet?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think it's actually sherbet. Like the way it's like the umbrella thing that's all of the different companies make.
No.
I'm assuming it's just
Don't ruin it for me. It'll taste different if we call it sherbet.
it tastes fancier. It's like put it up,
Like
pinkies up.
sorbet.
Well, that's what I think it is. I think it's an offshoot of like a sorbet, which is why it's probably pronounced a little bit different. But we have evolved it into sherbet. So I was like, I want some sherbet.
It is sherbet.
And it was good, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's now kind of changed my perspective. It's one of those things that I will always say that way,
Yes,
even
me
if
too.
I'm proven that I'm wrong.
Me too.
Another example of this, it's not a great example, but the mall in Cheektowaga, what is that?
Don't start. Don't change the name of the Galleria.
Well, would you refer, if you said you were going there, would you say I'm going to the Galleria Mall?
I would say galley.
Really?
I say galley.
Well, Galleria Mall is how I was raised. Oh,
But-
you're going to the Galleria Mall?
But you technically don't have to say mall.
Exactly. It's the exact same thing. But just because it's wrong doesn't mean people don't say it.
Well, you got to say it twice because you're going to spend money when you go there. I'm going to the mall. That's the mall.
People don't even go to malls really anymore.
Who still goes to the mall? I go to the mall.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't been to a mall in a while.
So where do you get your clothes? Online?
Yeah, online or a store. I mean, like not, I guess, a mall, though. I wouldn't have to just go to a mall. So it just depends on whatever it is.
Oh, I love going to the mall.
Really?
My husband hates it, but I love.
Yeah, it's just not what it used to be. I mean, obviously, like if you want something, you can go on Amazon and get it delivered to your house the next day.
A mall is what you make it.
Yeah, but I mean, like there's a reason so many of them are closing because it's just
Well, because
not-
everybody's shopping online.
That's what I mean. And foot traffic just isn't what it used to be.
I can agree with that. But I like because a lot of times I'm the person that if I order something online, I'm not shipping it back if it doesn't fit.
I'm the same way. It just goes in the
So
closet.
I'm
I just
wasting
hang-
money.
I just hang it there.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's why I go to malls.
I'm the exact same way. I just hate the whole process of going. It's always busy. I mean, there's certain things that inevitably you have to go do at the mall.
See, and
Annette,
that's-
are you
yeah.
raising your hand that you like going to the mall, or that you just
Yeah.
you're with me? Because I don't know. I just don't want to commit the time and the
Okay,
energy.
Trish. Okay, Trish, we got you.
I don't know who Trish is, but your check is in the mail. Keep the comments coming, Trish. Too much walking. I like I like the walking aspect of going to
Yeah.
the mall. I liked being able to kind of go buy different things and whatever. It's just now it's
I love going to the mall. I love taking the kids to the mall. I love stopping at the pretzel joints with them. I love like 'cause I like sneaker what?
Yeah, no, it's the
What?
pretzels are the best.
Oh, they are.
They're
And,
the
I mean,
best.
I like sneaker shopping.
Uh-huh.
So I have to see them. I have to see them. I mean, especially the outlet mall, the ones that have multiples. I mean, I love going to the Crocs store. I love going to the sneaker stores. I love looking at clothes. I mean, I love it all. Now I can't do it a lot because shopping stresses me out.
Yeah.
But clothes shopping stresses me out. But I love everything. Like we went to Erie, PA, and we went to the mall on Peach Street.
Oh yeah. So the outlets.
Like 2 weeks ago. Had a blast.
Now, I think part of my detest for malls is also mixed in with how long I worked at a mall. So I worked at the Fashion Outlet Mall in Niagara Falls for 4 years, the better part of 4 years. I worked at mostly the Gap and I worked at Nike. And you want to talk about a job that is incredibly difficult, very overwhelming, and not reciprocated in the way that it should be.
Yep.
Go work retail, and that's across the board.
Yeah.
I was working on a Saturday, 1 p.m. to 10 p.m.
That's a lot. Retail never sleeps.
And you don't get paid any good money.
Nope.
Because
and
you know,
deal with mean people all day.
and you deal with mean people all day, and then you do something all day, and then it's just immediately blown up. Like you could sit there and you could fold a nice table full of clothes, and you sit there and you work on it for an hour, and then one person's just like, "Oh, I need the medium." And they pull it out, and then all of the clothes fall, and then they look at you in disgust, and they're like, "Why don't you have my size?" And I'm like, "Dude, I make $8.25 an hour.
Yeah.
I don't have any important things to say."
But you got a good discount, right? I'm not saying it was worth it, but did you get a discount?
I got a nice discount to the Gap Outlet Mall.
I
What a cool discount.
I used to work at JCPenney when I was 18, and those coins bought me so many outfits.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, like the Nike discount when I worked at Nike, it was almost a way of monopolizing the employees because all the money you made, you then spent on the product because you were getting such a good discount, but then you didn't actually make any money.
That's true.
And then it was like, what the heck is the point here? I just would sit home instead of having to spend all my money on Nike stuff that I'm never going to end up wearing again.
That's true. I do love some Nike gear. I love Nike gear. We need our mall so people who work there have jobs. Shopping online is costing too many to close and way too many jobs to be lost. I can agree with. I mean, I love, but again, I'm a people watcher. Like I like walking past people and saying, "Hi, how are you?"
Yeah.
Look,
For that reason, I'm out.
I just want to say before we go to break, Babyface has 13 Grammys. Mary J has 9. We'll be right back.
Oh God. It doesn't mean she's more famous or he's more famous.
I'm just saying.
Babyface. Get out of here.
I'm telling you, half the songs you know, he wrote.
No.
From other artists.
No. Half.
Okay. Watch.
Mercedes.
Watch.
Mercedes.
Watch.
There's a very, we're on a camera. There's a very important, half the songs that 32-year-old Matt Beauvais from Niagara Wheatfield knows are written by Babyface.
Okay. Do you know, did you ever listen to Madonna?
No.
Drew Hill, Johnny Gill, Brandy, Bobby Brown.
I think you're like more further proving my point.
See, I know all of these.
Yeah, but I don't.
TLC.
I know who TLC is. I don't know. Besides
Boys to Men.
Waterfalls is Boys to Men. I know who Boys to Men is.
Whitney Houston.
I know who Whitney. But when I think of Whitney Houston, I think of she sang the national anthem at a Bills Super Bowl, not Whitney Houston. I mean, she's got some bangers. I know that. I mean,
just can't.
Yeah.
This is success to me that you can affect so many people across so.
There's nobody discrediting success. It's discrediting the level of fame. And I feel like fame is what sells tickets to shows and generational wealth. I'm sure he's an incredibly wealthy person.
He wrote all these songs. He's getting some money.
Oh yeah, he's getting some money. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Married. Who else would be like in that like kind of like not genre, but like who else would be somebody you would want to see in concert?
I don't know. That's a good one because there's so. I mean, my Whitney's not here, but it would be with Tony Braxton. Do you know who Tony Braxton? Oh my God.
No. No.
Boys to Men.
I know who Boys
to Men.
You know who
Drew Hill is?
No. Okay. Yeah. But I would imagine I could do the same thing with you, and you would be like, "Who the heck are you talking about?"
That's true.
Zach Bryan.
He's a country singer, right?
Yeah. Okay. So you knew him. Is Post Malone? You like Post Malone?
Yes.
Luke Combs.
I don't know who Luke is.
Okay. which is incredible considering how famous he is. Luke Combs.
So was Whitney. So was Drew Hill.
Yo, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I bet Luke. I bet Luke Combs. Let's see. What do we think? How many monthly listeners does Luke Combs have? On
Everybody
Spotify?
is liking you, Beauvais. You're making a solid point, though. It just depends. Boys to Men, yes, they are amazing. New Kids on the Block.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
25 million monthly listeners. Luke Combs.
Okay.
So take Babyface and multiply.
Don't
it
you
by
even start.
20.
Mary J, you said had 25 million.
No, she had 12.
Oh, 12. Oh, okay.
12.9. Not that that's the only metric.
See? Okay, well, hold on a second.
Not that that's the only metric.
All right, welcome back. So before the break, I kind of threw another point in there. So over the break, we went back to arguing about music again.
Mm-hmm.
But yikes, Beauvais. Tony Braxton, wait a minute.
I don't
I'm going
want
to
to
start sending you music.
I don't want to like continue to hammer home a point, but let's please remember
Well,
32
we
years
are
old
going
from
to
Niagara
agree.
Wheatfield High School that my scope of things is I like country music, and if I was at my grandparents' house, they would listen to music in Italian that
Did
you don't
you-
even know the words.
Did you do sports?
Yes, yeah.
So we all knew those songs because didn't y'all make music tapes?
Tapes, no. CDs were a little bit more. Look at the look on the face. Tapes? What's a tape?
You know what I mean.
I'm kidding. A tape. Oh my gosh, that's
Well, we didn't-
crazy.
Whatever. You know, I'm not ashamed of it.
We went on the internet and we took music.
Didn't y'all put music together?
Yes.
So,
But it was much more like,
But that's how no matter where you were, Alyssa's still laughing and I don't appreciate it.
yeah.
But that's how you kind of learned. I mean,
Yeah.
because any game you go to, it's a mix.
Yeah.
I've
for
never
sure.
been to a basketball game, no matter where I went, where they were playing country music.
Oh, absolutely not. No, for sure. But I think of if I'm thinking of music that would try and get me like hyped up, or if I was trying to like get in a certain mood, I would be listening to AC/DC, or I would be listening to Rush or something along those lines, more so than some of the other things that we've referenced so far today.
Everybody's going to start pinging you with music.
Do you have a dream concert now that you're becoming a concert person?
Um,
I mean, you
I
could say, I mean, you could
don't.
say dead or alive. So you could say if
Whitney,
she was alive, it would be.
Whitney. But you know what? But before she passed, her voice was,
Mm-hmm.
she had kind of messed up her voice.
So it wasn't the same.
No, it wasn't the same. But someone from that era,
Okay.
like Michael Jackson, I would have loved to have seen him perform.
Not.
He's just so young, just a baby.
You could say he has a baby face.
Ooh.
Hey, how you doing?
Ooh, that's a dad joke.
I'll be here.
You
all
know
week.
that's a dad
Yeah,
joke.
exactly.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think who mine would be. I don't really have one. I am not. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you, have you ever dealt with tapes at all? Like tape?
When I was a kid,
Did you ever make a mixtape off the radio?
no. When I was a kid, we had VHS tapes. If I wanted to watch The Lion King, it was on a tape.
I'm talking about for music. though.
No.
So
no.
you never press like pause, play,
No.
record.
No.
You have not lived.
No. I mean, it's funny because I look back at old video that we have in the station where it's tape. It's
Yeah.
literally a roll of tape.
Well,
And you can hold-
I never did the role.
Yeah, I know, but you can hold up the thing and you can see all the different pictures that it takes and go,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay, this was about this story or whatever it was. No, I mean that missed my timeline. I mean, for me, it would have
Matt
been
had a record player.
it would have been burning CDs. No, I did. Yeah, you know what I had? I had a portable CD player, but even that was pretty dated by the time that I would get to a point where I was making music. So for me, I had an MP3 player, I think, when I was in middle school. I mean, that was right around the time the iPod came out.
Yeah, well, I have
So-
a Walkman.
Sure, exactly.
The iPod came out, was it high school?
Well, iPod probably came out
When
in
did it
the
come out?
mid 2000s. Is
Oh,
my
so I
guess.
was
Maybe late 2000s. But you know what else I
I
had?
don't appreciate Alyssa's face as
Yeah.
she's agreeing with you.
Did you ever have a Zune? Remember those were? Yeah,
I don't- what is that?
A Zune was a different version of an MP3 player.
Oh.
And then when I was my parents wouldn't get me a cell phone until I was later on in high school. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
think I needed one, which totally valid. I had was that a mean comment? Is that why
It
it
said-
quickly went away?
No, I
It's
put it
okay.
up. I put it up. Someone said you're sus. No cassettes. What?
Sus or young?
Right.
We can take
He
that
just
either
didn't
way.
have it. He just didn't have
Either
it.
way. So I didn't get a real cell phone until I was, I think, a junior in high school. And before that, I had track phones. So
Yeah,
you would just
yeah,
buy the
yeah.
minutes and do whatever. But my first cell phone was also an MP3 player. So then I could put music on the cell phone, and then it was a one-stop shop. So I would be, sitting at the bus stop
I
listening
got them when they
to-
weren't even flip phones yet.
Yeah. Let's see.
I don't like how you're aging me.
Well, the entire conversation is based off age. The entire argument, debate for the conversation has been strictly based off of probably a difference in age and also a difference in musical taste.
I think more importantly, I don't like how Alyssa's laughing.
Alyssa's belittling you. I'm just trying to be like, I'm playing both sides. I always joke if I ever go into politics, I got to play both sides.
Yes,
I got to
yes,
get good
yes.
at just kind of like really waffling like I'm
Yeah.
doing right now.
Cheryl wants to know your first CD you bought.
I remember not buying because I would have been too young, but getting the Backstreet Boys like Millennium CD. The first CD I physically remember though was, do you remember the Now CDs? Like Now, that's what I call music.
Yeah.
Now 4 was the first CD I remember getting. It was a purple CD, and I remember the songs that were on there. Remember that song "I'm Blue"?
By who?
Was that who? Yeah, it's like
Who?
I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, da da
Yeah, that was
yeah.
that was on there. And when you're 10 years
Oh,
old,
you got to do that. You can do that.
when
that
you're
part.
10 years old, you're
Da-da-dee-da-da-da.
like, I'm not very musical. I don't have a lot of my tone would be bad. My rhythm is bad. I'm not made to
You
play music.
I'm
sing.
blue.
I'm blue. Brought to you by. I'm not made to have good rhythm or sing.
Solara, yes. Are you familiar with vinyl? You know what a vinyl.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
It's certainly predate.
My parents had them.
Yeah.
I listened to like LL Cool J on it. A ton of people, Whitney
Yeah.
on it.
I mean, that would have been also like the Beatles' wheelhouse would have been vinyl.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like in that, because I remember my mom would tell
My
me
daughter
stories
has that now.
where she would get like a vinyl record for her birthday,
Yeah.
and that was the big deal of going to the record store
Yeah.
and getting it wrapped up on doing it and everything. So, yeah, music. I mean, music's so different now. You can just go on Spotify and you pay $10
That's
a
true.
month, and then you download all the music that you want. So tonight, I'll download some Babyface and
Please. And hit his inbox with some music too. Bye.
goodness gracious.